Meet Riley, an orange tabby with diabetes who refuses to let anything slow him down. And wait until you see the amazing tricks this clever cat has mastered. This is the heartwarming story of a fighter who proves that with love, determination, and the right care, any challenge can be overcome. It all started when Riley was just 8 weeks old, when two loving moms couldn't resist his adorable face in that very first photo. Samantha and Melanie went to meet him and, of course, decided he was the right kitten for them. They brought him home to meet his two big orange brothers, Henry and Jasper. At first, the older cats weren't quite sure what to make of this tiny, energetic newcomer. Riley was playful, friendly, and curious, though sometimes a bit shy, but he desperately wanted to bond with his new family. Henry was the first to warm up little Riley, slowly getting more comfortable with his baby brother day by day. The breakthrough came when all three cats finally played together for the first time, without any growling or hissing. Jasper remained more distant and unsure, especially since Riley was so fast and frisky and all he wanted to do was play. But gradually, this trio of orange cats became a family, with Henry developing a particularly special bond with Riley, always looking out for his little brother. Everything seemed perfect in those early days. Riley quickly proved he was no ordinary cat, breaking the stereotype that all orange cats share one brain cell. He was incredibly smart and eager to learn, mastering tricks like sit, shake a paw, and lie down.
Okay, sit down. Sit. Good boy. Shake a paw. Good boy.
His moms even made him a communication button board, and Riley figured out that pressing buttons meant getting attention from his humans.
I just fed you. You're not gonna eat again. I just fed you. What?
He learned to roll over, well, at least halfway.
Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Good boy.
And when he showed off all of his tricks and videos, he impressed everyone who saw them. But then, when Riley was about 2 years old, everything changed. He started developing mysterious rashes and bumps around his ears and face. His moms took him to vet after vet, trying desperately to find answers. The inflammation spread around his lips, eyes, whiskers, and nose, making him uncomfortable. No one could figure out what was causing these painful outbreaks. The vets prescribed steroids to help with the inflammation, but those medications came with a devastating side effect. In May 2023, Riley was officially diagnosed with diabetes, likely induced by the very treatments meant to help him. Suddenly, this playful young cat needed insulin injections twice a day and constant blood sugar monitoring through tiny pokes in his paw pads. Samantha and Melanie threw themselves into learning everything about feline diabetes. Although Samantha was a registered nurse with medical knowledge, handling Riley's diabetes was a whole new learning experience. But she and Melanie were ready to do whatever it took to help their sweet Riley. They created spreadsheets to track his numbers, gave him coconut oil paw massages to soothe his tender pads from all the testing, and never missed a single injection or monitoring session. Through it all, Henry was right there beside his little brother, offering comfort and cuddles after each insulin injection, as if he understood exactly what Riley was going through. The diabetes journey wasn't easy. Riley experienced terrifying hypoglycemic episodes where his blood sugar dropped dangerously low, requiring emergency honey on his gums and syringe feeding in the middle of the night. His numbers would bounce from high to low, making him feel sick and uncomfortable. He had vomiting episodes that sent him to emergency vets, including a scary incident during a family RV trip where he threw up 30 times and needed IV fluids. But Riley's spirit never wavered. He continued learning tricks, going on adventures, and being the friendly, attention-loving cat he'd always been. He traveled by plane for the first time, visited specialists across the country, and even got his teeth brushed regularly, proving that with patience and love, cats can adapt to almost anything. But one sudden loss turned this family's world upside down. Henry, Riley's beloved big brother and protector, passed away suddenly in his sleep at just 6 years old. It was Riley who woke up his mom at 5 in the morning, pawing at her face to alert her that something was wrong with Henry. The loss hit everyone hard, and Riley's blood sugar levels reflected his grief, spiking dangerously high. Despite losing his best friend and facing one health challenge after another, including the return of his mysterious rashes, heart rhythm issues that required specialist care, and severe allergies to dust mites and grasses requiring ongoing immunotherapy, Riley never gave up. He continued to amaze veterinarians with how well-behaved and patient he was during countless procedures and tests. The family dynamics began to shift when Harry, a 7.5-year-old orange cat from a rescue society, joined the household. Amazingly, after Harry arrived, Jasper finally started accepting Riley, even allowing him to groom him and sit close by. The presence of a third cat somehow helped bridge the gap between the brothers, and Riley finally got some of the sibling affection he'd been craving since Henry's passing. Today, Riley lives in a big house in Medicine Hat, Alberta, with his 2 moms and feline brothers, and he recently gained a tiny human sister named Stormia. He still gets his insulin injections twice daily, still has his blood sugar monitored constantly, and still deals with the ups and downs of diabetes. The mysterious rashes continue to come and go, baffling veterinarians and requiring ongoing management. But none of this stops Riley from being the king he's always been. He sits on his front porch like the friendly neighborhood cat on watch, continues to master new tricks, and approaches every day with the same curiosity and joy he showed as a kitten. His journey has raised awareness about feline diabetes, inspired thousands of followers, and proven that with unwavering love, dedication, and the refusal to give up, even the biggest challenges can't dim the brightest spirits. Riley's story reminds us that it's not about the obstacles we face, but how we choose to face them. And sometimes, the most beautiful lives are the ones that shine brightest through the storms.